Important data type in Swift and in many programming languages are dictionaries. In Java, those are hash maps, and in Python, those are dictionaries. In PHP, those are associative arrays, and so on and so forth, which are types where you don't have to index values with a number, but you can actually index them with an object. For example, case in point, say for example I have I have the prices of the foods that I eat. I can put them like this. For example, I buy apples, colon, at $3.99 a pound, comma. I buy milk at $2.95 a gallon. I buy chocolate at $5.56 a piece. Okay. This immediately, this data type is a data type dictionary with strings as keys and integer and doubles as values. Okay. Another way to declare a dictionary, if I want to start from scratch, is to say var, for example, addresses. Okay, that's going to be a dictionary with keys that are strings. Sorry, and values that are, say, for example, integers. If I just want to have the phone numbers of these people, right? I'm going to call these phones, so then it's clearer. Phone numbers, okay? Open it, and then open and close parentheses. This is an empty dictionary. This is a dictionary that's populated. Now, let's print prices, my dictionary prices. You will see that the printout of this is chocolate 5 to 6, apples this, milk that, right? It prints that. Let's print phones, which is empty. And now this thing is going to display an empty dictionary. Now, here are a few things. If I want to start adding things to phones, right, I can say phones. Joe, for example, Joe's phone is going to be 773-456-6564. I'm going to add another phone. Mary's phone is going to be 312-345-4567. And then Kim's phone is going to be 847-678-8765. All right, and then I'm going to print phones again. Okay, here it is, my grocery list, my empty phones, and then my populated phone with Joe associated to that phone, Mary associated to that, Kim associated to that. I can also try and get the value of any of these things. So for example, I can print, say for example, phones. I can print Mary's phone. Okay, I'm going to comment all the printouts so we just see Mary's phone. All right, now look at what happens here. It says optional and then Mary's phone number. Okay, what is that optional? Well, what happens if I say I try to print the phone of Jimmy? Okay, I get a nil. Okay, that's why it's optional, because I might print Mary's phone, but I might print nil because I'm not sure that Mary actually exists in the dictionary. Now, if I want to get rid of that optional, I need to put an exclamation mark after my phone's Mary, right? Now you see that it just prints that. However, if I put an exclamation mark on trying to print the value of a key that doesn't exist, I'm going to get an error, a fatal error. Okay? One more thing I can add to a dictionary that's already there. So for example, prices, I'm going to add an element. I'm going to add nuts that I buy at $6.78 a pound or whatever, right? And then I'm going to print prices. And you will see that, whoops, prices nuts, I'm sorry, equals. There you go. Okay, Then I have milk, apples, nuts, chocolate. So the last one that I added, right? If I try to touch a key that already exists, so for example milk, and I set it to 1.99 for example, then I'll print prices. I'm going to get rid of this print prices. All right, if I print prices, now milk is 1.99. You see that? So if the value doesn't exist, it's added to the dictionary like I did with nuts. If the value does exist, then it's modified in the dictionary. Okay? And lastly, one very useful operation is to loop through a dictionary knowing what are the keys and the values. And to do that, you use this for loop where you put, for example, let's do food and price, the tuple food and price in prices. So let's understand this. Prices is a dictionary with a key and a value, and whenever I iterate over the elements of prices, okay, I'm going to get a key, which I'm going to put in the variable food, and I'm going to get a price, which I'm going to put in the variable price. And food and price will be local to this for loop. At each iteration through one price, so for example, apples 3.99, food will become the key, the string apples, and price will become the double 3.99. Then we go to the next iteration, and food is now the string milk, and price is now the double 2.95, and so on and so forth. So then here I can say print item food. Remember this notation with the backslash and parentheses whenever you want to print a variable that's outside, that's not a string. Food, and then the price is open parentheses, price, close, close, close. Here I just put a $sign before the price. So now when this print executes, you will see it says item milk 1.99, item apples, item nuts, item chocolate, right? Now, the order in which this element appears is not guaranteed. It's not necessarily the same order. That's a cautionary note. And these are dictionaries.